Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us from anywhere that you're joining us in the country, be it Nairobi, Kenya at large, and even in the world. So today I'm with more friends and I'll let them introduce themselves before we continue.
Hi guys, my name is Sheila. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you're gonna have a good time today.
Hi guys, my name is William Tai. Nimekuwa mbali lakini nimerudi. Waswahili wanavyosema mwenda tezi na umbo. Marejoni wapi? Ngamani ndao sisi wajomba.
Okay. Speaking of going back and coming in, it's a little bit of a hint of what we're going to be talking about today. But as always, first of all, we're going to start with a game. So you two are going to be competing. So it's going to be one letter. You name the name of a person, a country, and the type of an animal.
Starting with that letter.
In that letter. So the thing is, the first one to say it in that category wins.
Does it have to be?
You have to be like quick.
In order, like
if it's
No, I'll just mention the letter and then I'll say name, country,
okay.
animal.
Okay.
Sawa?
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, first letter, A. Letter A. So, name.
Alex.
Country.
America.
Animal.
Antelope.
This is not fair. You guys are talking. I found you making
I wasn't sitting with anyone even before.
that was okay, at least now.
Another one.
Even mtu anaweza pata sufuri. Okay.
Okay. Next letter. C.
Kate.
No, I haven't even started, bro. Okay.
Just warming up.
Okay. C. Name.
Kate.
Country.
Colombia.
Animal.
Kangaroo. Cat.
Next letter.
Yeah?
Kangaroo with a C.
It's a bougie kangaroo.
It's a bougie kangaroo.
Yeah, hapo tumeingilia kiwestern. D for donkey.
Next letter. F. Name.
Funnies.
Country.
France.
Animal.
Ferret.
Farasi.
Next.
I think
so.
There's a
It
ferret.
is, yes.
Yeah, it is.
It
A
is.
ferret.
Yes.
Hiyo ni gani?
Sijui, najua tu
It's
ni.
almost like a squirrel.
Okay.
So nani ameshinda hiyo?
Hata sijui, but I know you guys have taken 1-1.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a
You have
dog.
3.
so far you guys
4.
have a tie.
I have
you
2.
Named, you named a country.
From the previous game, you have 3 because you got all of them. Then this one, you have 1 because you got.
There's one you mentioned all of them. There's another one you mentioned all of them.
Okay.
So you guys,
Yeah,
it's almost okay. So
yeah.
So the next letter, D. Name.
Daniel.
Davis.
Thai.
Country.
Denmark.
Animal.
Donkey. Since you are unleashing it.
Okay. Next letter, M.
Okay, I have a suggestion. Don't do like that order all the time.
Okay,
Because,
I switch it up.
up.
Okay, sawa.
Okay.
So we're at M. Country.
Mauritius.
Name.
Martin.
Morris.
Me.
Country. Wait, we've done country. It was name. Animal.
Monkey. Aru.
Next letter,
Okay.
W. So, animal.
Warthog.
Oh my goodness.
Country.
West Africa, no.
No.
It's a country with W.
Wakanda.
That thing.
Wow.
Sorry.
I don't think there's a country with W.
By the way, is that country with W? Anyway.
W.
Okay. Someone's name.
Wetangula.
Hey. Hey. Papa umsakuru. Weta.
The very last one.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
So country.
Yemen.
Hey.
Name.
Yankee.
Yvonne. There's no one called Yankee.
It's a name. I have a friend called Yankee.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
So that was name, that was country, and animal.
Animal.
With a Y.
With a Y. With a Y. I don't know.
Maybe if the Y is silent. I don't know.
Which animal
I don't
has the Y
know.
silent?
I don't think there's an animal with a Y.
By the way, if any of our viewers know a name of an animal with Y, I'll go Google after this. But write it down in the comments below. Yeah. We do one more? Okay.
It's nice.
Which one's the easy one? Which one's an easy one? Let's do E.
Okay.
Yes, E. So E, country.
Ethiopia.
Name.
Eric.
Okay.
Animal.
Antelope.
Antelope.
Which kind?
Antelope. Wow.
Okay.
I don't think that's what Adam named.
That's
I doubt it. Maybe it's
that's in
his
Swahili. That's what you
version.
call
I was like, which kind?
kutohoa. Huh?
Antelope.
Antelope.
Okay.
Our.
So on to the topic. I'm not doing another one.
It's okay.
You're having too much fun.
It's
Are you sure, huh?
On to the topic. So today we wanted to talk about moving out of home. When to do it, why to do it, the right reasons and the wrong reasons for actually moving out of home. So first things first, why do you think someone would want to move out of home?
I think the more responsible ones would want to move out of home just so that they can exercise their responsibility. Like you just feel, sasa nimekuwa mtu mkubwa, and there's just that feeling of I don't want to keep asking my parents for money, or I don't want to be like, I don't want them to have that much responsibility over me. Like I feel like kuna hiyo feeling ya responsibility that comes upon you at a certain age, and you're just like, I want to move out. Just not because of spite or anything bad, but because you just feel like it's time and you becoming responsible.
Okay.
Like me on the side, I think why at the first point or the first place I wanted to move out, I think for the sense of having the responsibility, being a fourth born, and you're four. I have four siblings, and I'm the fourth. I don't want to say last one.
You're the last one.
So
You're last born.
I think you growing up, everything is that hey, this it's there, hey, this it's there. So it reached a point like they say, you spoiled. But me, I know I'm a hardworking guy. So I wanted to come out from that comfort zone. Mona.
Why?
Yeah?
Why?
Just to have the sense of responsibility. How it feels nice. You're coming from probably for a trip or from work, na unaenda kufungua mlango yako. Ndio kusikia madhe ile vyombo uliacha jana. If kama ni vyombo ziliachwa ni zangu. Yeah. That was me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think now, apart from the responsibility aspect, there's that feeling some people might have of, the way parents say, if you're under my roof, my rules. My roof, my rules. So then you're like, okay, so that I can, it's not a good excuse, but a lot of people will be like, so that I can just do my thing and just go.
You want to just go.
And then also, it kind of expands your mind. You think out of the box. Probably there's a business you wanted to do for so long, because you're living unaka peke yako, hutaki kutisha na pesa home. Unaona? So unakumbuka, what will I do for me to sustain myself other than this monthly income that I get? So unafunga tu akili, unajua kurukia mabiz, job ikikuja unachangamkia uko pale, yani hiyo ASAP, unaona?
Yeah. So you guys have mentioned at least some of the reasons why people would want to move out of the house.
Yeah.
So one of them, as in the major one, is independence. Independence. So you either agree or disagree. So you want to move out of home. Home meaning is a place you live with your parents or your guardians, and you literally live under the rules, their home, their everything. You have nothing of yours in particular in that house. So you want to move out to have your own things, you know, you want your own little place, and that's one of the reasons for independence. So do you guys agree independence is one of the reasons?
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
right? But what is the one way that independence is one of the wrong reasons?
I think one of the ways independence can be a bad reason is like what I just said. Like if your reason for wanting to move out is so that you can do your own thing because you feel like the roles of your parents are suffocating you.
Yeah.
However, I think I've said this in a previous show, a lot of the rules that are put for us on most cases are, they're not, boundaries are not, I always say boundaries are not to keep you locked somewhere, but to keep you're outside, you're free, but to keep you from getting into this cage. That if you get in, then you're going to be in trouble. So a lot of people would feel like, oh, the rules here are too they're too much, or you kuna curfew at 10 p.m. Or is it 8 or whatever, or there's like huku mpaka utaosha vyombo before you sleep or whatever reason. But especially if it's directed and that decision is made from a point of wanting to just not be under those rules, then I think that can be a very petty reason to move out.
To actually move out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would agree with you. Kama umeamua unataka kutoka mtaa kwa sababu ya hiyo kafiko huko, I think that's the wrong reason. Because probably you want to have a place no one is watching you. Unataka kujibamba, kujimash up, and you'll find yourself in a very hard zone.
Absolutely. So the other reason people want to move out of home is privacy. So you want to move out of home so that you can have maybe your friends come over, or you don't want your mom to be entering your room. For us girls, I think your room is your mom's second room. So you don't want that. For real. And then you just want like a place you're not being asked. I can do anything I want. But privacy can also go very, very wrong. Even with the topic that we had last time, it can go very, very wrong. So what are some of the ways that privacy can, flip the script?
I think Billy mentioned something about wanting to be in a place hutaki kuulizwa ama hutaki kuambiwa. When you're in that place where you want to now have your privacy, so that, I think the motive is the key thing. So that until now you can have your friends over anytime. If you're a guy, you can have girls come over. If you're a girl, you can have guys come over, and so that you can do fishy things. If that's the reason you want privacy, then yeah.
So for privacy, so are we looking at on the negative side of it or the positive side of it?
You can look at the negative or the positive, or both.
Me, I was looking at the positive side of it, in that home where I come from, madhani msiwa watu. You'd find guests are coming over from Ushago, so you don't have that time because probably it's a 2-bedroom house. You'd have to share. So for me, I wanted that privacy where, and it's just me. If I want to read my book, if I want to do any kitu tu inanibamba mimi mwenyewe that is good, without someone, the door constantly being open. It's not kila time utakuwa sitting room ama ni wapi. So me moving out, just getting that privacy, living alone. It's like most of my friends, they are moving. Ukienda unashikana na best yako mna moving,
Yeah.
Me, I didn't opt for that. I had the choice at first, but I wanted to be alone. I wanted just to be me. Usafi yangu, food yangu. Bas.
Okay. So the other reason which we've kind of talked about was housework. So you don't want to be doing the chores, you don't want to be washing some stuff, cleaning some stuff, dusting some stuff. You actually want to move out to avoid housework. How ironic is that?
Very, yeah. Probably you're a 12-year-old, you're 11, 15 or 16, and you're feeling like your parents manze wamekupiga na hizi makazi. Ukitoka chuo ni wewe umeendea mboga, ni wewe umepika, umefanya nini. That was missed at some point. My dad would bring his uniforms Yeah, he was a soldier for me to iron them. So nashindwa kwa nini unapenda hizi job gani unanifanyia? But let me tell you right now, I'm living on my own. I'm in my own house. Right now, understand why he was kind of molding me. He was telling me, I'm seeing some untidiness with you that I don't want to see it in your future. So if you be doing this right now, when you'll be in your own house, when you'll be in your own home, things will be clean. And that's me now. So unapata, and my house is clean. Everything is clean. Kwa sababu usafi ilianzia wapi? Nyumbani.
Housework.
I mean, kila mtu mpaka afanye kazi. Like, even if you're alone, you will still have to wash dishes.
Sure.
I mean, you can't be alone and dishes are in your sink.
Unaweza tu postpone siku moja
mbili ama tatu, lakini bado utazipata hapo. So it's not something that you can escape. You leave your mother's house and go to your own house and still have.
I heard some people argue that I'll have so many servants I won't have to do housework.
Wow.
But do you realize that once you actually don't know how to do something, people take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to cook, you really don't know how to clean. So whatever food you're given, you'll take it because you don't know how to do it. So housework is literally inevitable. And even if you are that rich, you have so many servants, you still need to supervise because there's a way you want things. There's a particular way you want your food done. So housework, inevitable. Moving in, moving out, it's for life.
You know, there's something you've just said. Like, how would you benchmark this type of tidiness if you don't have any standard?
Right.
You're saying you'll have also kusaidia job kwa nyumba, but they'll just be doing some shady job. For example, let me give you, people say Rwanda is very clean. They say Rwanda is very neat. You know what? It starts from the president himself. That guy he likes excellence. So you see, from the head it trickles down up to the last citizen. So ukisema utakuwa na manini, utakuwa na kitu ya ku gauge.
Yeah.
Unaona?
I have a question, by the way, from something you said. Do you guys think it's wise to actually move out with your friend, like move in with your friend?
Yeah, it's wise. It's wise depending on how you know yourself. For instance, it saves you from a lot of temptations. It saves you from any. It's like inaitwaje na naitafuta na English manzi inapotea. Kiswahili inaitwa niko nawajibika kwako.
Someone is holding you accountable.
Accountability, that's the word. Mona, like I like how Mr. T was putting it. He was saying him and the friend, they had this rule that if a lady is coming over, I'll be there, and if it's your lady, they must come two. And there's this rule, ikifika 6 hakuna mtu anakaa hapo, au ikifika 5 hakuna mtu anakaa hapo. Unaona, like for mimi na best yangu tumemwonyaje, ni hivi, yani ukiset your rule inakusaidia for accountability, unaenda sawa. Like kama mimi mara ya kwanza akasema mimi nikikaa peke yangu hata niko sawa zaidi kuliko kukaa watu wawili.
Okay. So what about that thing that people say, you will sort of disrespect each other, or some differences will come in and such and such?
I think having a roommate really grows you. It really does, because unajua your family, umelelewa na familia yako, so you all have the same values, you all have the same way of doing things. Like mkona the way you do your things at home, lakini ni msimu mwingine akona their own way of doing things at home. So when you come now together and become roommates, you just start noticing, si msafi, or apende kupika, or you know, just things that are different from you that you don't necessarily like. So you learn how to be patient, you learn how to live with other people who are not, and even prepares you for marriage if you're single, because you're going to live with someone else who's raised up differently from you.
Scary stuff.
Like for me, so one of the, like right now I have a room, a very very good friend of mine, and if there's one thing I've really learned from him na imenibari sana, unapata like as in hata ukikasirika, for him anaweza kasirika, amekasirika sahi, by the time he makes a step it's gone.
Oh my
it's
God.
gone.
But what if you're still angry?
Like me, I'm still angry. Unaona? Anakuja ananiambia Buddha, manze as in kuja ananiambia you shaisha every second counts, every minute counts. So why still dilly-dally on that miss? Tumesorted twende. That's him.
But us girls, we want to be angry, and then we sort, and then
We still be angry
and
because
then we get closure, and then we're still angry, and then we remember in an argument. You remember that day? We revisit. So there's also another myth that moving out makes you more intelligent. No, not intelligent. Some emotional something. It makes you. I think it grows you emotionally. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Like, if you're home, you're immature.
You're not, but you're comfortable.
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're at home, you're comfortable. You're not paying any bills. Kama you have someone to help around the house, unapata food imepikwa. The responsibilities are fewer when you're at home. But when you're alone, living alone, then you become more responsible. Like, when you're at home and you're like, I can't wait to move out, so that ile siku nita move out, nitakuwa nakaa nje mpaka ile time nataka, nakuja home ile time nataka. The day you know you have matured is when you're outside, you're in your own house and you're outside at 8 p.m. and you're like, the wise decision right now is to go home. And you go home. That's the day you're mature. That's the day you're ready to move out. Yeah. When you're actually ready to now make a decision, not being affected by your emotions when you are in your mother's house. You know what I mean? Like when you're in your mother's house, you're like, I can't wait to move out so that I can stay out late.
Yeah.
But until you get to a point where, like, even if I'm in my own house, I'd still prefer to be home, fairly early. Kama una shughuli, enda tu home, But if you're still in that mental space of nataka kufanya hivi so that niendenge nikakae nje, so being able to be out of your parents' house and actually make mature decisions, it really grows you emotionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you think being outside grows you emotionally?
One of the statements when we were moving in, my roomie told me, "Namba Buddha, najua sasa itabidi tumekaa tu wameoana." So I'm like, okay.
But
so
how?
you know what he sorry. You know what he was saying in alikuwa ananiambia hivi, yeah. Let me find the right word. Or for example, let me give an example. I'm the one who normally comes early from work, because I come daily early from work, and I would be the one who would be cooking early. Ndakuwa nasikia vibaya kwa sababu msana kuja late, umeona? No, so ufai kufanya kitu ati kwa sababu mimi kifanya leo unafanya leo. No, it's this. If I see something, if there's a responsibility or a need, I do it regardless if I've done it 100 times.
Yeah.
Umeona?
Yes.
Now that's one of the way it sharpens you and it matures you up.
Yeah.
You can say, me every weekend probably he goes for his locums, he travels, yeah. And most of the weekends I'm home, so we'll be doing the clinics. It's me. Mona. So nisema hii hawiko chafu kwa sababu mimi nilosha last Saturday.
Yeah.
You see how it makes you like chap, like usingoje si lazima msafanye kitu ndio ufanye.
The way you live in that house, so you're participating in that house. Another way is, I think you just stop being petty and you realize some things are just
that's another way. Once you stop being petty about things.
Kabisa. Because you really some things are bigger than others. You won't be mad because someone does some things, at home you're like, you left your sweater in the living room, but why? Yeah. I think you really grow from moving out. And then now you earn the sense of responsibility.
Absolutely.
Sense of responsibility.
Because now all of a sudden you have a salary, but now you have to panga. This is not for rent. This is for food. You don't just spend money anyhow. You are able to know what to be able to cook, what's going to be eaten in this house. You're able to panga your schedule in terms of job, cleaning, spending time with God. Because at home, when you go out, you're alone. There's no like umeomba leo. No.
Yeah.
Umekunywa maji leo, umekula leo. So it's something that you have to take responsibility over, and it grows you.
It really. What was the biggest responsibility shocker you got when you moved out?
What was?
The biggest responsibility, like this is my responsibility now. Like it hit you like that when you first moved out.
Alone.
Yeah, in your experience.
Like what was my biggest shock and responsibility? Like what Sheila said, budgeting. I never used to budget. So unapata manzi ni 15th do imeisha kwa buta. Hii do ilikuwa hivi kupeleka mpaka end month and you're supposed even to save. You've not saved, you've not budget. Yani, I think budgeting helps you. That's what you said. Me, that's what I learned. Yeah. And mpaka sasa sijashika poa. Umeona? So that was my biggest responsibility, budgeting. Unajua pale and sticking to the budget. Unajua pale uko home, madha shachora. Yani kila kitu shachoro. Wewe tu ni consume. So hapa unaweka mpaka limit, uta consume kiasi gani? Unaweza consume mshahara mzima na wiki moja, my friend.
Oh my God, and we're going to stop there for the first half. Stay with us. After the break, we'll be right back.
They went before us and set the stage of what we see in the gospel today.
I was not educated. And when educated people come to hear me and I see them, I depend on the Holy Spirit more.
They fought the battles and prepared the way.
It's immediately when I got saved, the Lord placed in my heart passion for souls.
What did they do that we are not doing?
Repentance is not just saying I'm sorry, no. He's turning around and walking in the opposite direction.
The gospel then and the gospel now.
The reason why these people are not able to manifest, though they are calling the name of Jesus, they don't have the true Holy Spirit.
Tracing the mantles.
We trace these mantles so that we can hear these things, so that we can know what is in the heart of God, so that we can apply our hearts by faith to seek Him.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Before the break, we were talking about budgeting, and Billy, you were saying something?
Yeah. So I was speaking about my experience. What was my shock when I moved? What was the question?
Yeah, the biggest shocker, the first biggest shocker you got when you first moved out.
For me, just as I was saying, unapata mshahara ni sha mapema manze. Hiyo mshahara inafaa kupeleka mpaka upate hiyo ingine, but 15, that I say 15. Tens. Unaenda kwa account unaona ni dhao mbili. Hizi ndio zingine zilienda wapi? Ilienda wapi?
And by the way, you know that's what happened. Like, unapata hauna do lakini you can't even see.
You can't even count.
Yeah.
Ulinunua nini? Ulibuy nini? But then, now the good thing of probably moving with a roomie, like my roomie, he's ni mtu wa kubudget. Unaweza kwa tembea hivi town una hii sport. Ai, ngapi? 15. Bondo, uko budget hapana. Atuchukue kiatu. Na niko na hidu. Unaona? Mi shop tu hivyo freestyle. Hakuna siku atenda kati 3 niseme nenda kubuy kitu fulani. So the benefit of probably having a roomie ni hiyo. Unaweza angukia moja mwenye he's budgeting. And just like I said, when we were moving in together, this is what he told me. You know what, Billy? We need to live like people who are married. In that, for us, this is how it applies. His money is my money. If I have cash, he has cash. Ni hivyo. Unapata do yake kiisha, aambia bro, sina fare. No feel pinch, feel nini. Unaona? So that's you know the beauty ingine nimeona. So unapata kama when I was living alone, 10th nani angenipea do?
By the way.
You don't want to call your folks. You don't want to call your siblings. So what's the point of you moving out if you still be calling us back at home? Hey, penny do. Rudy home.
The first thing they'll tell you is just come back, baby. Just come back.
And by then moving out and then coming back home after you've moved out is so hard.
It's bad.
It's so hard.
Bad. Aye.
It's so hard.
Like me, my mother ananiambia, unajua uliacha maziwa mengi hapa kwa fridge. Like that's way of Kale saying there is more food. You come back. I say, kuwezi taka kurudi home. Mabeste wako maziwa ulishaenda unakaa kwako alafu umerudi mtando hiyo kitanda inakuja. No.
So what to do when finally now I've decided to move out? What do you think that someone should now, like, you've decided to move out? What should be the process
of moving out? I think number one, talk to your parents. Don't move out in a disrespectful way.
Run away.
Or run away. Just talk to them, express your concerns, express why you want to move out. Let them be in agreement, let them bless you, give you their blessing. Because you don't want to, can you really burn bridges with parents? Parents love you and all that, but at the same time, there's some people who are like that, there's some parents who are like that. But you don't want to leave your parents with a bad taste, you know? So you want to live respectfully. Tell them, talk to them, this is why I want to move out, I feel like, of course, they'll ask you, how will you finance yourself? So, number one, you can't just move out if you don't have a job. You don't have income. What are you going to do? So, of course, and the good thing about talking to your parents before moving out is they'll give you advice. They'll teach you how to budget. They'll give you advice. They'll even give, maybe probably help you look for where to live. Maybe, I don't know. But I think the first step is speaking to your guardians and just letting them know your reasons for wanting to move out and making sure that hamjako sana.
You're in a good space with them. What was yours?
Mine, just as she said, you cannot move out and you don't know how you're going to pay your bills, how you're going to buy your food. If you have a stable job, I think you're good to go. And second, do you have that place that you always want to go and live, that area? Like for me, even before I got a job, I remember one day I just took a mat here and I said most of my friends are in the army and most of them live in Kawawendani. So I wanted an area next hapo tu. So when nikipanda mati kasema hiyo mati kanipeleka, sikuwa najua hiyo place kanipeleka mpaka Kawasukari. Kasema because nimeshukia hapa na hiyo time sina job hata kabisa, because sababu nimeshukia hapa ndaanza kuangalia huko. Then I like the neighborhood, like hey, like this place I wouldn't mind here, but my focus yangu iko wapi? Wendani. Kwenda Wendani nah.
Why?
Yeah. Growing up, I grew up in a place, waseni wengi, it's crowded. Then when I've lived in Eldoret with my cousin and he was living in Elgon View. That place is quiet. So when I was in Kawasukari, it reminded me of Elgon View. And then when I was in Elgon View, I was in high school. So kwa nasema nataka place kama hii. So wakati nikakuja kupata job, without me knowing ama kukumbuka, this was the first place I came to look for house. Imagine huko ndo nilipata how. Kawasukari. So baadaye after like some months niko like Buddha. So nikumkula round huko na huko na job. Hapo mwanza kwambiaga bwana majeshi. Nasema ni asante. Ama asanda. Kongoi.
Yeah, kabisa. So the first thing we were saying is what was it? Have a plan. So first of all, you're not going to move out without money. Definitely. Because how are you going to pay your house? Because the house is a deposit and then and how are you going to eat, go to your job and everything. So first of all, you have to have a plan, know where the money is coming from and actually where you're going to stay. You actually searched for a house before everything, so you kind of knew the rates that it was going by, Cindy. Like the rates of the place that you wanted to move out. So that's having a plan. That's actually having a plan. And even parking and knowing and even knowing that this ones I'm going to give away, this ones are staying home. The other one was be realistic. Because so you've graduated and then now you're going to look for the house that you actually want. My friend did that and then she went and found the house that she wants. 13 million.
13 million. Wow.
And you don't have a job.
It's mad.
And you don't have a job. Yeah, you know, in your head, the life you visualized in your head, Kwanzaa, the life you used to visualize, you want to, when you move out, you know, the days in high school, was it from 1 or early high school days when you thought that by 21, I'll have this, I'll have that, everything. And then you go find out that life, Kwanzaa, there's a process.
Yeah. I always say it's not wrong to start small.
Definitely. There is no stigma in starting
There's
small.
no stigma in starting small.
You're probably saving
Yeah.
for what you want in future.
Yeah. Always live, if you're planning to move out, live below your means. Way below your means. So let's say you're being paid 30K a month. If you can get a house here, 8K. At a, like the least you can, you know, the least amount you can live on it. Don't get a house here 20K. If you have your salary is 30,000, sure. Unaishi kwa nyumba 20K and your salary is 30K. Live way beneath your means at all times, and you'll see growth. Because number one, you'll see you have more money to save and more money to, you know, spend on necessities than bills. You know, yeah.
And then,
Okay, you were saying.
other than just moving out and start buying things, before you move out, buy your bed. Buy your utensils.
And have it at home.
Okay. So by the time now you decided like you want to move, at least you have some basic things that you could start off, that could start you off.
Okay. So start at home before you actually, and be realistic. Yeah. The other thing was take help. Take all the help you can get. Don't start hiring movers, professional packers. Do you actually know that the people who professionally pack for you? You're hiring professional packers. If you can get the help of your friends and your family to actually move out, it's not so bad for your parents to actually pay the first time. It's kind of a blessing, by the way, because now you have more to pay the other time, and it does not mean that you're not independent. Because some people will be like, no, I'm moving out, everything is mine, and then you forget that there is tomorrow, there is the other day, there are things I also want to do before now. And
I would also add save. Save, like before moving out. Like if you like have a goal like this is June. Let's say I want to move out. Let's say by January next year I want to move out. So my responsibility right now is to start saving money. Yeah, and not only saving but also buying the things that we're talking about, that things that will help you to start. So start saving money, so that by the time you're moving out, you're not starting on zero on your account, in your bank account.
Moving out with zero is actually dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous. But the first time like you left, did you have like money saved? Ama you just started learning kuna kwanga hivi hapo mbele?
Of course, I had some money. I had some money.
So no surprises came.
No surprises came. Wow. It was a smooth takeoff. And even the landing itself, smooth.
There's a question I wanted to ask and I've forgotten. It will come. So the other point was stay in a trouble-free location. So stay in a place that is actually safe for you. You don't want to stay in a place where at night you hear gunshots. Or you hear of stories where you first moved out and everything was stolen. So the only thing you have on you is the room.
Uliama jana usiku umeibiwa, umerudi home kesho.
So stay in a trouble-free location. As in, I think when you're going to choose, just survey the area, know what goes on. Like, you want to be in a place where you're safe. You don't want to be in a place where it's past 6 o'clock. You have to go home, or else you're losing your phone on the street. You're losing or take your bag or anything. There's some places where if you go there past a specific time, the shopping you've come with, your bags, even your shoes, so you go home without shoes and anything else that you're carrying. So please, when you're looking for a location, make sure it's a safe location, and even a location that you actually want to stay. He said you wanted to stay in a peaceful location. quiet, peaceful. I'm so used to quiet, peaceful locations. If I
Coming
actually
to town today, I passed by somewhere and there were apartments just like on the road, and I was like, I would not want to live here. Like the houses look nice, but I would not want to live here. It's just busy.
but then there's some people now who can't live without the noise.
Yeah.
I think they're just used to it. Me, I can live without noise very, very well.
Then
Almost too well.
how do you know an area is peaceful? Or an area aina wezi, aina nini?
Survey. So that's where the before actually comes in, as in ask someone who, and ask more than one person. You can go to maybe a kiosk, just buy one thing and ask them, how is this area, by the way? Kuna theft, kuna this and that. Go to a mama mboga, buy a banana, ask them a question, And then I think don't go alone. Don't go alone. Because you also want a second opinion of the place that you're going to be in. And there's a question that has just come to my mind right now. So by the way, if you're actually moving out with someone else, especially if you're a Christian, what should be the pinpoints? What do you want to look at?
As characters for them.
Yeah, for a person to actually live with.
Number one, for me, they cannot be the other gender.
Oh.
I mean, like, can I be a roommate and I'm new to Nairobi? If you're a man, no.
No.
Out of the question.
Sure.
Number two, even if you're a lady, born again. I don't want to be living with someone who has parties at night and bringing, weird people and listening to funny music. No, I want someone who's born again, someone who is disciplined. Disciplined in terms of not only with their walk with the Lord, but even in the way Billy has said, like, you see a need, you take care of it.
Yeah.
Not that thing of Niliosha last week, Mr. Like, I don't want that. Yeah, those are the things that look at.
You?
For me, manzi niko na mapoint kusikiza zinapotea.
Anza tuna ile yenye close.
Anza na ile iko close. Itaanza
Zitaanza kukama. So for me, first it was, we had to have a very good rapport.
Yeah, I don't.
So it had to be someone you know before.
Yeah, someone that we've been friends. It is a buddha. Umepata job Nairobi. Pia mimi nimepata place nyingine, situ sasa kuliko chukua yako chukua yao yangu, situkae pamoja.
Yeah, I like that.
So first, I think the first, it will help you a lot because I already know Hilda. I know najua nini nakuboesha, and I know your strong points, your weak points, umeona. So moving with you, it will be quite easy for me to handle you.
If she was a man.
Umeona?
If I was a man.
If you're a man,
Clarify for anyone who's watching.
but just like to say, if kama mimi, I can't move on with her. I can't move in with a lady, of course. So like my roomie, we are buddies manzi. Lazima mtakosana sana. Jokes zinakuwa post. Me, that's my major one. Because I never thought I would move in with me. I like living alone.
Yeah.
I liked. So I never thought I would live with someone like we could share things. So wakati you bro imeingia na yeye nini, it's become sweet.
Yeah.
So what if you move in with someone and then all of a sudden they change? Let's say you didn't have a rapport. So what would happen if they actually become the other person? Would you stay and evangelize to them and teach them now good ways, or would you just leave?
As in, like, you've not had a rapport with
You haven't had, it's like you just knew me for like a few weeks and we were like, by the way, you have money, I have money, let's get a home. And now you realize I'm not who I seem to be.
Yeah.
What happens then?
Oh, and you're already in the situation.
Exactly.
I would be like, I think I'm going to give, the thing is, your living space is very intimate.
Yes.
And who you allow in there or who you allow yourself to live with can affect a lot of things. So for me, it's not something I'd want to negotiate on. Like, if I notice two funny things, I'm either moving out or getting another roommate or something.
So if today, and we're not saying it could happen, if today your roommate would just change and be a totally different person, like you come home one day, you didn't even expect he would be home, but then you find there was a whole party, everything is everywhere, what would happen? Would you stay in that situation for a little bit longer, or would your first reaction be I'm moving out, I'm leaving?
Of course, moving out will be at the back of the mind. But you see, this is someone that I know already, and I've reached a point in my life where I don't give up easily on people. So after first sitting with you, second sitting, at least let me say I tried.
Sounds like a court process.
At least let me say I tried. So by the time I'm moving out, unajua Buddha maze, na pia let your living be peaceful.
Yeah.
Mona, msitokane za Buddha wewe au chungi ushuhuda na naona things won't go right. So
hiyo kitu umesema inamaanisha? Oh, okay. Sawa.
ndio hiyo activity.
Sawa. Yeah.
But then even before you get there, just pen down some rules.
Yeah.
No. Like for him, he had some previous experience with two guys that they were cost sharing. Unapata do yako kiisha, mimi najua una do na sitaki kukubaya food, natoka tao kanimekula. Umeona? So unapata Buddha, ona mbona kuja umeshiba. But mimi like for him, when he has money, buy food and cook. So anambia Buddha, no, that's what he's saying. He was telling me we need to live like married people. So just pen down some rules.
Yeah. So the other point that I wanted to put across is stay in touch. Don't leave home and leave everyone. Some people leave home and I'm independent now, I'm free, so you don't call, you don't check in, you don't visit. Like you left home and you left the relationships as well. So leave home, first of all, with a good situation. You're good with your parents, you're good with your brothers and sisters, because I think some of us with our siblings, we're not okay. But don't leave the relationship that you left behind. I mean, call in, check in, invite them over, like still have a relationship with the people you left at home. Your parents have been living on their own for a while, so they probably know more than you do about being out there. So they'll help you a lot. So when you leave home, do not leave the relationship that you left home. So do you guys also think that there's some dangers to actually leaving home and leaving the relationship that you left back home?
Yeah, because you need people. You need your family. God placed you in your family for a reason. If there's people, and sadly, unfortunately, this is not true for everyone, but for the most part, your family are the people that want the best for you. Your family, like even your closest friend, still your mom is a person who wants the absolute best for you more than your friends. So for you to leave home and then just leave and throw away the relationships with your family, it's not the wisest thing to do, because you need them and they need you because they are concerned about you and they want the best for you. And you can imagine the kind of worry, especially you're giving your mom by not calling or checking in or just even speaking with her. And it's honor to keep in touch with your parents, because they literally raised you. You wouldn't be where you are today without your parents. So.
Especially on that parents thing. Like for me, you might not be knowing. For example, you are living with your parents. Au kuna wapigianga wewe unaendeleaje, so hata kuja jioni mtaongea. So for me, like for example, when I moved out, like after 1 week or 2, like my mother, she's calling me, hey Buddha, kwani umenyamazaje, umenaje? So I realized, okay, so kila jioni, like I'm free with my, unajua nimesema Buddha mkozela zai, kwani unataka kunabonganga hivyo. So what I did, this what I said, how often or how frequent I would want my kids to be calling me. Let me plant that seed right now. If it's every evening that I want my kids to be calling me, I'll be calling my mom on every evening. Hey mom, niaje po, umeshinda fiti, job ilikuwa aje, wewe ndio nimemaza kupika, nataka kujekelea. Now that's me and my mom.
Wow.
So how would you want you, because unasemanga everything that comes into your life, it's probably the seed that you've planted
before.
So plant good seed that you'd want your children to reciprocate on your side. Yeah,
that's very, 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 very powerful. So, and do you think you should have rules for the people who visit you? Like what what happens when your friend came over and maybe they just stayed too long? Like you said 2 weeks, but it's been a month.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't mind helping a friend out if they come out straight up and tell me, hey, it's been good for me. I just need somewhere I can nest for a little bit, and then once I am able to like pick myself up, I can move on. If someone comes and tells me that, then I can be able to accommodate them and trying to help them up on their feet. But mtu tu anakuja nakaa.
Saying probably you said I'll be here for a week. It's been 2. You're not even saying.
And you're not even saying
Exactly.
Like, unapata tu, it's been 2 weeks na usi aje niambia
Na anaenda home anarudisha
anaenda job ama anaenda shughuli anakuja home
anaongeza tu
kulala.
vitu.
ni kama anakaa forever,
Like this person is just not
like
leaving
it's a
anytime
hotel.
soon.
What did you do?
Mimi, if you've come, you said you're staying for a week and it's been 3.
Yeah.
Si tutaanza kununua chakula na wewe sasa.
Na kulipa rent.
Kuna some bills.
Just like she said, if you just said just help me at 2 weeks, I think by the time the second week ends, I'll be on my feet. You ni Samia not mind, I even ask you for a coin. But but pia ni poa ukienda kwa msee jioni jaribu rudi na kitu. Umeona?
Like usikwe hapo and
sana inakuwa kwa ina awkward situation, huwezi mfukuza.
exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
But I
Tessa,
think
what's the
you'd be like-
process?
you'd be like, so it's been 2 weeks, what's your plan? Me by then
Just go straight forward, yeah.
You would like-
yeah, we just
out there.
yeah, I'd like, so it's been 2 weeks, you said you're staying for 1. What is the plan? What are you thinking? Because communication is important. Yeah.
Would you be that courageous? Like, it's been 2
Mimi
weeks.
can.
You can.
Yeah. Mimi can. Mimi najua naweza.
I can definitely.
You can't?
I can.
But mimi najua best yangu hawezi. My roomie.
hawezi.
Hawezi.
So now you'll just be like the 3 of you now. Now it's
Sasa
you're
ndio
living the
uzuri,
dream.
sasa mimi niko hapo juu pale hizi mimi ndo naingia sasa.
Okay. Me, I'm also blunt. Me, I'll just ask. No, I'll just ask, by the way. It's the same thing for me. Because there's some people with that kind of behavior. So they said, actually, it's a sleepover. And then the next day, then the next day, then the day 3, they come back with clothes.
So bring your toothbrush, bring your clothes, bring a plate, my favorite cap.
By the
So
way.
you know it.
Your favorite cup and your pet. Their pet is
your
also
pet.
there. So is there anything that we haven't mentioned that you guys want to add to maybe when moving out? Think about this before anything else.
I think I'd say, especially for girls, if it's not a must, don't.
Oh, that's it.
If it's not a must, don't. Yeah,
Stay home.
because and not just staying home, but stay home and prepare. Stay home and prepare. Stay home and save. Stay home and become. If you're wanting to get married soon, stay home and learn how to become a wife from your mother or from your guardian. But if for ladies, hakunanga pressure. For guys though, kuna age inafika, you're just like, "Ay, Buddha,
Sometimes I feel
changamka,
it's unnecessary, but yeah.
changamka, eh."
Okay.
Yeah.
So to what you were going to say, just put it together and make it your parting shot. Cause time.
It's closing time.
Yeah.
Fast.
I know.
Damn. So if you want to move out, plan and plan. Know where you want to go, know where you want to move to. At least by the few things that you've said, your bed, your meko gas, 2 plates, ama kama utaki kosha vyombo, buy disposables one, unakulanga kama unaitupa au utasuka na kosha vyombo. Yeah, I think my parting shot will be plan. Yeah.
Okay. Sheila?
And the key one,
Yeah.
usisahau kuongea na madhako na mdako.
Yeah.
Call them
Yeah.
every
Yes.
evening or during the day or in 2 days, after 3. Yeah.
So my parting shot would be, moving out is not wrong. Just make sure that, like Billy said, you plan and you leave your parents' house with respect, and then also make sure that it's in God's will. And even when you're moving out, God knows where He wants you to be staying at. He knows the people He'll bring around you and all that. It's a really exciting journey, to be honest. Like moving out is a thrill. Like,
Sure.
like, hey, it brings like a feeling, you know. But do it wisely. Do it wisely.
Yeah. Definitely. Hey guys, I hope you've learned a thing or two from this. So why are you moving out? When are you moving out? Are you really ready? And make sure that you have planned. Thank you so much as always for joining us. This has been Sport On. You can also join us on, you can also follow us on all our social media pages: Elevate TV Kenya, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Have a blessed week ahead.
In every man of God, there are